I'll give you a little signal, okay?
Hi folks, I'm Cork Callan. You may have seen me at one of the shows. I'm here at the Sacramento State Fair. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our newest machine. It's a folding machine with 2 motors. It's called a whole body vibration machine, WBV. They've been around in one form or another for, I don't know, about 30 years. They've been in the US. We've been manufacturing these machines for about 11 years. Amazing machine. Let me tell you what it's going to do for you if you haven't already been told. It's going to be your exercise without doing any exercise. Aerobics without doing aerobics. A full body massage. I don't go to the chiropractor anymore. In fact, I don't even have an exercise video. You're going to be on here getting rid of your aches and pains and stiffness while you're getting exercise without exercising. What a concept. Let me show you what the machine looks like. It weighs about 68 pounds. It folds up like this. In fact, it comes out of the box all assembled. Plug it in the wall. You don't want to be assembling machines like this. It can take over an hour to put together some machine. The warranty on the machine is 5 years. And what does that mean? The motor is in the base and it's sealed, so it's maintenance free. There is no oiling to take care of. If anything happens to that motor within 5 years, you don't get a new motor, a part, a replacement, or have to visit a service center. No repairman will come to your house. You don't have to pay to ship it back to us. We ship you a new machine. If by some chance in 2 years we were to upgrade the model, you would actually get the upgraded model. And just as a way of putting that into perspective, at this show last year we sold 87 machines. We had to replace 2 of them. One of them was a loose plug and there was nothing wrong with it. The other one was being run 14 hours a day in a beauty parlor, which isn't really recommended. So we had virtually no problems with the machines at all last year. The difference between this year and last, this year they're all assembled instead of having to put it together, and we've added suction cups all around the base. The machine is silent. It doesn't make any noise. The only thing that moves on the machine is the top. The bottom doesn't move. We've added 5 suction cups all around the base. What the suction cups do is keep it stable on the floor. Be surprised if you look at some of the other 100 manufacturers of machines like this. Some of them have just little rubber pegs in the front, metal pegs in the back, and you can actually watch it walk across the floor. Use the same amount of electricity as a light bulb, plug it in the wall. Take a look at this picture over here. That was me about 2 years ago. By the way, I'm 62 years old. I don't go to the gym. I don't lift weights. I don't do aerobics. I don't do any exercise. Everything that I am today versus what I was is because of this machine. Notice the curvature in my spine. That's scoliosis. That's not just bad posture. And I see a lot of that here. You can obviously see that my head is hanging over the front. My posture was horrible. When your posture looks like that, you're cutting off your oxygen flow. Your neck and your shoulders have to take up the slack. That's the cause of a lot of neck and shoulder pain. The bad posture is also extending my belly out front. That's being taken up by my low back. So good posture will change a lot of that. How did I change my posture? I didn't have an operation. I stretch on the machine. Because there's nothing else to do on here except stretch and have a good time and get rid of your aches and pains. Why is there nothing else to do on here? Because if you see the motion in my leg, this is pretty much the secret to the whole machine. I'm on a pivoting plate, and about 1,200 times a minute, it's causing my muscles to contract involuntarily. I'm not doing anything, the machine's doing it. It doesn't matter. The net effect is my muscles are contracting about 1,200 times a minute. That's your exercise. So no matter what I do, if I stretch, if I do a neck roll to make my neck feel better, anything, my leg never stops moving. So I'm getting exercise without exercising. In addition, and more important, remember skinny people can have heart attacks. That same motion that's contracting your muscles is constricting and releasing your blood vessels. So wherever I'm vibrating or shaking, as it were, the blood is moving up and down my body constantly like a river. That's why I don't have to do aerobics. I don't like aerobics. I'm 62. I don't do anything I don't like to do. Most of you don't like aerobics. What do most people do for aerobics for their heart? They get on a treadmill If you're on a treadmill and you're walking and watching CNN, you might as well stay in bed. You have to run 4.5 miles an hour on a treadmill on an incline to get a benefit for 45 minutes. And if you do that and you're anywhere near my age, you didn't have bad knees, it's not going to help your knees. Or you're going to get plantar fasciitis. Or you're going to fall off the machine. What you're not going to do is enjoy the machine. So I don't use a treadmill. Then people switch to an elliptical. This is most people on an elliptical. Checking their watch every 5 minutes. Why? Because they don't want to be on there. Now you will get a benefit out of an elliptical if you're on it for 45 minutes. You'll burn a couple hundred calories. You're certainly not having any fun. You're not building up any muscle. You're not getting rid of any aches and pains. All of which you're getting done on here in as little as 5 or 10 minutes. Speaking of time, people ask me, well, how long do I have to do this? You do not use the word have to connected with this machine. If you're not enjoying yourself every minute you're on it, you're doing something wrong. Because there's no reason to do anything that you don't enjoy doing, because the exercise is already done for you. The blood flow is already done for you. What I'm suggesting is that you use the vibration of the machine to help get rid of your stiffness and your aches and pains. I'm going to show you that now, but just as an aside, make no mistake, if you're already in shape, or if you're training to be in a marathon, if you're a 25-year-old Marine, and you're looking at this as something just for old people that have aches and pains, make no mistake, I got ripped on this machine, and I did it mostly by stretching. So it is what you make of it. You could be a 12-year-old kid who's a little bit overweight, or a 14-year-old athlete and get benefit. The oldest person I've had on the machine is 97 years old. We've got them in nursing homes, chiropractors use it, physiotherapists use it. They're in every NFL locker room for rehab, and every golfer on the Pro Tour uses it for their hips. Because if your hips go bad, you can't golf. All right, now let's get to some of the things that I do on the machine. I try to make this as easy as possible. We're going to start at the top, we're going to go down your body. By the time you get done going down your body and get rid of your aches and pains or stiffness, or at least making them feel better, you had a workout, you had your blood flow for the day. So the first thing is the neck. Most people have a stiff neck. Most of you go through your whole life with a stiff neck. You might go to the chiropractor twice a month and let them crack the neck. That's great. What about the other 28 days? You can do this in your house. It's as simple as doing a neck roll. The vibration helps move your neck. And you see I'm doing it in both directions. I have 2 rules on the machine. The first one is, if you're not enjoying yourself, you're doing something wrong. Number 2, if you go clockwise, go counterclockwise. If you go to the left, go to the right. If you go forward, go back. This keeps you centered on the machine. By the way, your balance has to improve on the machine because you're on a pivoting plate. So if you're older and you're worried about balance issues, that will improve over time as you're on the machine. All right, so your neck, just doing neck rolls. If your neck is really stiff, just do it slow until it starts to loosen up. Number 2, back. Now, half of my sales on this machine, half the purchasers are buying it just for relief of back pain. If you haven't had back pain, you know that somebody that does, you don't want to have it. So here's what you can do for your back. It's as simple as just bending over, resting your arms like this. What that's doing is decompressing your spine. Now, depending on the position you're in, you can actually move it up and down your spine if you notice what's going on. This position is pretty much L5-S1, L4-5. As I start to raise myself up, it's actually going to go down my back. I'm going to move it into L5-S1 right around my sacrum. And if I stand all the way up, it's moving right around the sacral area. Going down, comes up, standing up, goes down. So you can literally just go up and down your back just by bending over and up. And remember, while I'm doing this, whether it's my neck or it's my back, my legs never stop moving. Once again, you're getting your workout, your blood flow, no matter what you do on the machine. I'm just trying to make this not only beyond tolerable, beyond enjoyable, actually addictive. I know that when I wake up in the morning, first thing that I do is get on here and do what I call my dead man hang, because this gets my whole back loose. if you notice, just by dipping a shoulder down, it's rolling across my back just by dipping a shoulder. If I do it like this, it's rolling across my back at one spot. If I raise up, it's rolling across my back at another spot. Next, let's look at the picture where my shoulders are bent over. How did I straighten my spine out without an operation? Well, I stretch. Remember, there's not a whole lot else to do on here except stretch, bend, and twist. This is how I stretch my spine out. Now, I'm using the machine this way because I'm talking to the camera. Here's the other one. Here's the critical difference. That is not going to get it done. My head's still hanging over the front. My arm's not fully extended. You fully extend your arm up and put the chin back. And I've got to remind people all the time to put the chin back, because when you put your chin back, it pulls your upper shoulders back. So, one smooth motion, one smooth motion. This, I call it my hallelujah stretch. It's actually a yoga move called opening your heart. Lifts the organs, separates them. For me personally, that cracks my upper back. And I go right into a dead man hanging over that. So that's how I do my back and my neck. All right, let's move on to the knees. I see a lot of knee problems. By the way, if you got bad knees, check your footwear. If you're wearing flat shoes, you're hitting your sciatic nerve, which ends in your heel all the time. So for the knees, three things. The easiest one is just picking up one heel at a time. Watch. That's flexing and stretching your ankle, your Achilles, and your knee, all at the same time with no impact. That's the key, no impact. If you hang over the edge, you can stretch out your calves at the same time. If you bend over when you do it, you're doing your back at the same time. And you're going from one hip to the other. I'm going to show you that again because I want you to realize how many things you're accomplishing at once. You are stretching your Achilles, your ankle, your knee, your quad, your hamstring, back massage, and a hip rotation, and your workout, and your blood flow, all at the same time, just by resting and doing this. Second, here's the best thing for your knee. If you have a bad knee, again, it doesn't matter if you're doing it this way or this way. I'm just going to make a little circle with my knee. Now, what am I accomplishing? You're rotating your knee. That's called range of motion. Blood flow. Your knee's actually getting stronger. All the structure's getting stronger because of the vibration. There is no knee pain associated with this because of the vibration and the blood flow. By the way, there's no lactic acid buildup on the machine. If you ever work out and go to a gym, you're sore the next day, it's lactic acid. It's a waste product from lifting weights. You don't run into that here because of the blood flow. So you're never sore from using the machine. Quite the opposite. So rotating your knee, clockwise and counterclockwise. All right, now your hips. The hips are the fulcrum of the body. I do quite a bit with my hips, partially because of my age and all my friends getting their hips done. I don't want to get my hips done. It can be easy as doing this, slowly turning from side to side. If you want to incorporate your back into it, just bend over. Here's a little yoga move for my right hip. Stretch, my left hip, and this old-fashioned stretch goes right across your hip. The second time you do it, you should go further because you increase your flexibility. The third time, I can almost go all the way around. The best thing you can do for your hips, however, is a swivel. It's a figure 8 swivel, like this. Put your hands on your hips if you want, or without, it doesn't matter. Now think about what's being done. My hips are swiveling in a figure 8. Your knees have no choice but to follow. So is your ankle. If I exaggerate it a little bit, transferring my weight from one knee, just one side to the other. Now I engage my shoulders, and if you want to do a full body rotation, I'm doing the same thing and I'm bending over and bending back. This is pretty much my entire body. If you can master that and there's nothing else on the machine, I'd be happy. Except that I still want you to do these arm sweeps because this is what pulls your shoulders back. If you ever find yourself bent over like that, just going like that, or going like that, or going like that will pull your shoulders back. All right, so we did the neck, we did the back, we did the knees. We're left with the hips. We need to do the shoulders and your tired legs. Tired legs, again, just like before, picking up one heel at a time. Now I'm going to do the shoulders. A couple ways to do your shoulders. A backward shoulder roll. A forward shoulder roll. But my favorite is this. And I do it in two ways. We're sitting on the machine. I sit on the machine and watch TV. And why do I sit on it? Because my legs are moving, I'm getting a workout, I'm still getting blood flow. I don't get that from the sofa. I'm getting a butt massage, which is always nice. Femoral artery massage, that's the biggest artery in your body, not the aorta, not the carotid. It's the femoral artery. The cellulite, which accumulates on the back of the thigh. Here's my shoulder massage. Excuse me. There's a shoulder massage. Now notice my arms, I don't lift weights. You see I'm switching my arm position. That's actually giving me an arm workout and a shoulder massage while I'm getting a workout and blood flow at the same time. If you have bad hips, shove your hands under here. It elevates your thighs and it gently rocks your hips. It's really good if you have bad hips, hips that hurt. A couple other things. Arms. People ask me how I got my arms. Now they're not that big, but I'm 62 and I don't lift weights. So I got them a couple ways. Remember when I'm doing all these stretches? Well, my arms weigh about 20 pounds apiece. Every time my arms go up, that's 40 pounds. That's 60. That's 100. I added it up one time. In the course of 5 minutes, I actually lifted 17,000 pounds of weight. And that's one reason I got my arms. I can actually stand here and just make a fist. And isometrically, the machine is pumping my muscle for me. Just by going like this. Ladies, that's the back of your arm once again. By the way, speaking about the back of your arm, let me show you this again. That's the back of your arm. That's your tricep. This is better. This is much better. All the weight's on the back of your arm. If you're motivated or inclined enough, that'll give your arm back. I can get your arm back. The other way you can do it is with hand weights, little 3 or 5 pounds. I know that doesn't seem like much, but if you squeeze them, you couldn't do this for more than a couple minutes. This is your whole arm. Just squeezing it and turning it. That's the back muscle again. In fact, if you go like this, it rips your stomach and your arm at the same time. I'm not lifting them, I'm just holding them. This expands the chest and up. Just fool around for about 2 minutes and see what happens, because that's all that I do. The last thing you can do is use a stretch band. Right there. I like the stretch band. They come in light, medium, and heavy. This is medium, I got it at Walmart or something. That cracks my back. It doesn't come with a machine. You don't have to use it. I just happen to like it because it helps me stretch. In fact, I figured out a way to do my whole back just by going like this. Loosens up my whole back. And this is what you can do for your arm without having to lift weights or go to the gym. I'm just pulling it and holding it. The machine is pumping my muscle. And the good thing is, I won't be sore tomorrow because there's no lactic acid built up. None. All right, just a couple more things for the ladies. I hear it all the time. Inside thigh, cellulite. By the way, cellulite happens in skinny people. It's not necessarily from being overweight, but it actually indicates is a backed up or clogged lymphatic system. One of the main benefits of the machine, it moves your lymph along. The lymph is the sewer system of your body. It's part of the circulation system, but it has no pumping action. If you don't move, if you're lethargic, if you're sedentary, your lymph is not moving. Your waste is getting backed up, seeps through the bloodstream, and the toxins and the poisons are redistributed. So it's very important to move your lymph. The worst form of a lymph blockage is lymphedema. Don't want to get to that point. So this is moving your lymph along, and in fact, if you drink a lot of water, it will actually make it move faster. lose more weight on the machine if you drink water. I'm talking about 2 quarts a day. It's coming from somebody who never drank water and had arthritis. You're over 50 and you don't drink water, you have arthritis. Drinking water and that. So, here's a cellulite move, and I think we'll have about enough for today. Here's your cellulite. I'm going to stand on my toe. It's going to hit this muscle right here and right here. You turn an ankle, either way, it'll hit a different muscle in your leg, and then just switch legs. Just standing here like this, spreading the foot out and squatting just a little bit or bending your knee will hit the outer thigh, the belly, and the butt. And pigeon-toed squat will hit at the inner thighs. And enjoy yourself. Thank you.
Good job.